Yeah, it's Minecraft. Do whatever you want. So what if we keep bringing up cannibalism?
Sure, Andy.
I hate
Sure.
that that's not a non sequitur. I hate that that actually fits in the conversation.
Sure.
So what if we're cannibalistic? We're having fun.
I hadn't hit record yet. What do you mean you got started?
We were talking.
Small talk. It's
Well, I've
small
hit
talk,
recorded
okay?
now, so say hello.
Okay. Hi, recording.
Hi, recording.
Don't need a cold open.
Yeah, it's the second time all three of us have been in here
No,
together. I
we
think.
haven't.
No,
We haven't had.
no, because Andy was quiet, but here when we did the Danny Phantom episode, this is the first one where we're all talking. But
Oh, well, actually, I am losing my voice, so.
Why are we doing this a
We're
second
listening.
time?
Because, oh my god, Vampires SMP. I have so much to say, but I have so few words to say it in.
You need 2 extra people to deliver your thoughts.
The last episode we did on vampires, 1, people freaking loved it. 2, I realized we literally only gave like the backstory summary, and I'm like, but I have so many other things I want to talk about. Anyways, so today we're talking about Vampires SMP episode 5.
Do we want a roundtable who's watched what perspective so people know immediately what information we do and don't know?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll go first. I've watched Avid, Legundo, Owen, and then about half of Scott. But I also had someone who did binge watch Scott, and I read all their notes.
That's a great way of doing it. I watched Shovel's point of view, Martin in the Little Woods, and I just started on Cleo's. I'm about 11 minutes into Cleo's.
I watched Ren's and Pyro's, and I did not get to start a third one.
So we're missing Abolish and
Oppo. I don't know if Oppo's is out. I
Oppo
think it was a
literally
little
just came
late.
out. Like, I saw the ping, and I'm
Okay.
like, don't have time for that.
We have enough POVs where we have a scope, but we don't have everyone, so there could be information we're missing.
Yeah, because we decided to do it here. Okay, right now,
Abolish
immediately after the episode.
really does love dropping like lore and private perspectives at the ends of videos, and I'm like, Abolish, no, your lore.
No.
No, not the law.
we would watch more, but
Lore.
alas, Vampires SMP comes out Sunday, and our podcast comes out Monday, and there's only so fast I can edit.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We did our best. That's why there's 3 of us.
We had to call in the cavalry.
It's time. So, right, okay, let's give a quick summary. What have we missed? Vampires showed up once upon a time, Oakhurst. Apparently Scott's been around since year 1000, which, okay, that you keep pushing back your timeline, sure, whatever.
He doesn't
At
know
least
because
1,000
the
years
calendar's
old.
changed.
Well, no, okay, he's been saying at least 1,000 years, but that would put him in, what, like the 1300s when he got changed, and now he's saying, actually, I was around year 1000, give or take 100 years, and I'm like, you can't
Okay.
go back to the year 900, my man.
I think Scott doesn't know. I think he wrote something down when creating the character. But the fact is, the things that I have seen from his perspective and Shovel's perspective and that kind of thing is that he was cursed to be asleep for a really, really long time.
Okay.
And also, calendars change. So imagine this vampire. He was asleep long enough for the town to like rebuild, and then for a different vampire to destroy the town, and then another chunk of time before he woke back up. When exactly things took place is apparently a whole lot more iffy than
Yeah.
it should be.
I guess the changing of calendars, because that has happened a few times, does make things difficult to think. But we loosely put current Vampires SMP around Victorian era. So 1,000 years before.
No, hold on.
Wait, hang on. Let me say my
cars?
sentence. Okay.
Milestone.
Just in this episode, Scott cited himself as losing count after 1,000 years. They all blurred together as far as his age. And as far as the time period, Pyro and Shovel said that not only were leg warmers modern, but so was electricity and steam trains. That's what we have for time frame as far as modern
And
goes.
Scott's Major came out of his sleep talking about Beyonce. Okay, maybe time is relative. Okay.
Congratulations, this is an AU. Things exist if we want them to exist.
Yeah. It's been perpetually Victorian era for 1,000 years. I'm sure that's not going to have horrible implications on the local environment. Whatever. Scott's an old vampire. He was asleep
he's old.
for a period of time. Oakhurst came back, forgot about him. Lewis was like a mayor of the town, totally was sweet on Owen. Owen became vampire. Town realized Lewis might have connections to a cult. Not that he was a vampire, just connections. Killed Lewis. Owen freaked out, killed everyone, but not everyone because people came back again. Supposedly there was a plague, maybe more vampires. Abolish and Cleo's family fled Oakhurst. That's the timeline of Oakhurst.
Yeah.
The timeline's
The
complicated.
timelines, I've made a sticky note timeline. We know it's complicated at this point.
Hey, sure, but was it that the vampire killed everyone, and so that's what the plague was? So the people who were like a couple towns over
See,
were like, yeah, it was the plague because they all
so-
got sick.
It's unclear. The Cleo abolish plague, the thing that happened 100 years after Owen's plague, or Owen's massacre, is not clear. Cleo has like, it's a plague, but maybe it was vampires. It's not actually defined what happened 100 years ago, only that there was a tragedy that needed to be fled 100 years ago.
Okay, so hold on. I'm just trying to clear something up. I thought the town could not have had a plague if all of them were dead. And as far as we were aware, all of them died except for the relatives in further towns out, or people who fled early enough.
So I don't think anyone wrote their backstory together.
Yeah.
There was Scott's
It's
time.
classic D&D campaign nonsense.
There was Scott's time, Owen's time, and Owen said people did get away from Oakhurst. He didn't get everybody. And then 100 years after Owen, the town was populated enough again to have a few families in it for the plague to happen, and then we have 2 families we have know got out of the plague, which implies other people did not. So there was 3 groups of Oakhurst that we need to think about here.
So all I'm hearing is nobody
also
should
modern.
build here.
Yeah,
Don't-
no one should.
And
There's
also,
some
it's
in
worth
ground.
bringing up, multiple current active members of Oakhurst, the players that were watching, have backstories where they received contact from someone who was in Oakhurst immediately before our current group arrived, which means there's actually a secret group of people who were in Oakhurst
Oh.
before the current timeline.
Oh,
Because Avid's partner got
No.
turned by someone, Mythical Sausage received a letter there by someone, and then, like, Apo's story is that the military sent them to keep eye over, like, a tourist population, tourist trap. So,
where
like,
are the tourists?
where is everyone?
I don't know. The players, I guess.
Yeah, I don't.
Tourists, the vampires, apparently.
Sure, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah.
Now the current people are in Oakhurst, however they have come to be there and however things have happened beforehand, they very quickly realize, probably thanks to Avid, vampires are in their midst.
Well, I enjoyed the first few episodes of Denial, because like half of them were going, no, that doesn't exist.
Well, there was no
Well,
evidence.
I watch Shuttleball's point of view first every time. She's just one of the main people that I watch outside of Hermitcraft. And so for these series, she's my go-to. And let me tell you, walking in, we go, I want Bigfoot, I want vampires, I want werewolves, hand them over. Gets a roommate that's a vampire and goes, you know what? Yeah, I think they're real.
And then the most recent episode, Shovel's writing glittery pen fan fiction and hiding it in trees out in the woods.
She is. I mean, but have you seen what Sausage is writing?
Honestly,
Oh,
it's
what is
Sausage.
this series, man?
Sausage wrote Twilight, which honestly, iconic behavior.
A man wrote Twilight.
Oh, wait.
A few people in town read it.
I'm the only person here who's watched Avid's perspective, right?
Yes.
For
I
this
believe so.
episode, yeah.
Avid was probably scratched by a werewolf.
No, we don't know that
No.
though.
No, wait.
We kind
Oh, is
of...
that what that was referring to?
Yeah, so Avid spent his time, a good period of time, going like, hey, I have a scratch that I got when I was young. It never healed, and trying to poke around and ask what could have possibly did it. Because at first, for actually a long time, he thought it was vampires. But then this episode, he's like, it might not have been, because now that we've seen vampires, he's now realizing that's not what attacked him when he was a child. And so instead, he was talking to Pearlescent Moon, who apparently is a werewolf hunter, sure. And Pearl's like, yeah, that sounds like a werewolf scratch. Why are you asking these questions? You know. pearlescent moon style. And I was like, oh, no reason, just getting a feel if vampires are real, you know, might as well learn other things. And then he went up to Shovel, and it's like, yeah, it's never gonna get better. Turn me now. Turn me now before I become a monster.
That was such a fun scene from her perspective.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause she's like,
I only
I
heard
don't
about
want
this
to. I don't want to. Are you sure? Because we don't know if there will be a cure. This is like permanent. There's downsides. And eventually does it and runs back to the castle because nobody has to know. They really didn't want to turn him.
Yeah,
They really
everyone's like,
didn't
do
want
not
him to
turn
be a
Avid,
vampire.
whatever
Yeah.
you do.
That was like rule 1 in the castle.
Yeah, and so she goes back. It's like, that guy was turned. Oh, was it you? No, it wasn't me. And after a short conversation, just Scott's disappointed. Shelby, why are you lying? Because I thought you would be mad at me. I'm not mad. I'm a little disappointed, but like, you're not the only one that's lied to me today. Can you try not to do it again? I'll try not to do it again. Okay. Then we've got a millennia to forgive you.
I mean,
Yeah, Pyro was the other liar, so.
okay, well, actually, you know what? Let's run through vampire vibes really quick because I want to talk about legs, but that we have to hold off on that.
It's more chaotic than usual because there's so many of us.
I want to say words. So we talked Shovel. Shovel's like, I don't want to hurt you, but then like, oh no, you're dying. Appo, Martin walked in on Appo gaining a level of vampirism and then ran out and told immediately everyone, despite Martin's reasoning was like, I don't want to tell, I can't hold secrets. That would make me the bad guy, while actively holding on to Cleo's secret. Sure. I see where your favorites lie. So then Appo was like, chase me out of town. I'll join their ranks because reasoning. And so now that's
Double
Appo.
agent.
Appo's playing double agent. Avid werewolf question mark? Infinite Drift. No one here saw Infinite Drift. At some point Drift was turned.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't.
From what I heard from Scott's perspective, I did not watch Scott's perspective, but he retold his story to other people. It was also an accident, or it was an accident. He did not mean to turn Drift.
Yeah, that's what I heard, but I'm not sold on that because again, I've not seen that part.
Well, Scott spent like a huge chunk of his episode trying to build relations with the town. Like Scott is actively trying to say we're not that bad of people. We just have different lifestyles.
Yeah, specifically what he did at the start of, at least at the start of Pyro's episode, was saying, hey, our goal is to befriend Ren. Unfortunately, he's a popular person, so we just can't be like cruel or mean around Ren, and that like kind of by extension includes the rest of the town.
Like every time I feel like someone enters the town and they just see Scott there, he's like, yeah, I'm just hanging, I'm trying to help you. Avid went missing. Oh, let me go look for him. Like Scott was really just trying to play like, yeah, I'm your local manor lord here to help you.
I said this to Mel before we started recording, but it was so fun to me from Martin's point of view, the end of his episode. Okay, he knows Cleo, he knows Avid. The doctor says, Drift, and he just stops. Who here isn't?
We'll talk about that in a second. We put a pin on it, put it on the shelf. We gotta keep going through, because I have so many words to say about legs.
Okay, go ahead, Chaos.
Next up, Owen Juice, who proceeded to view everything Scott was doing and say, we're just not going to do that, and spent his week terrorizing the town. Being an absolute problem. His editing, the way he was doing is like the glass is breaking, I'm shattered or whatever. He's I do believe that next week, I guess not next week because they have TwitchCon next week, the week after next is going to be absolute mania. He's not going to hold back. He is going to be the villain. Scott's going to try to make connections and Owen will destroy everything, truly.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
The town is aware of it as well. They're like, Owen is going to be a problem.
Well, what I find interesting is the way Cleo talked about it. It's like, you are who you were. Like vampire, when a human becomes a vampire, you say who you are. You just feel everything so much more. So if you were not a good person or teetering on the edge right when you become a vampire, you're going to feel that so much more. And it's going to feel very difficult to manage. And I think Owen is past that point where he can no longer manage it.
from watching Pyro's perspective, he's also struggling with that, like, good and bad. Like, he's got a lot of cognitive dissonance in his perspective.
Well,
I don't know how close it is to Owen's, but at least in his
Pyro?
perspective, it is two separate voices talking to each other of good versus evil.
That's not concerning at all. Pyro's backstory is also deeply concerning. Like, Pyro's like, I had a bully, and then one day he showed up drunk at the river I like to hang out with, and then I ran away, but the next day the bully was found dead in the river, and I swear it wasn't me, but everyone thinks it was.
He's like,
Yeah,
the bully
I
destroyed my
remember this
research
now.
papers, but I didn't kill him.
Yeah. So, like, just to say the first person turned was not a good person and therefore set up to be not a good vampire. Yeah, I think that checks out, Pyro, for being a little on the edge right now.
This is not going in the order that you would prefer, but as I started watching Cleo's point of view, one of the first comments that I was reading through, because we've got 5 minutes, let me figure out the law, included, this is a little close to a queer allegory.
The vampires is an allegory for so many things, largely queerness.
That was one of the first topics we had in the first Vampires podcast episode, was just, hey, vampires are an allegory for literally everything. There's too many.
And I like just enjoy this dichotomy between us versus them, but we are them, but they're not us, but
Yeah,
who is
okay.
who
Let's go back
constantly.
to Owen really fast, because Owen really set up, it's like, I want the people I turn to feel like outcasts. And meanwhile, the vampires, like everyone else was like, we're family now, we're best friends now, we're having roommates and castles.
And they were roommates.
And Owen's like, outcast society, feel the suffering I did. And Scott's having his la-di-da-di-day.
La-di-da-da, la-di-da-da.
And just like the way Owen was very much at the end of Owen's video, he's like, it's no longer humans versus vampires. It is becoming vampires versus vampires, because Owen is causing such friction in the group that it's going insane. And then we compare that to Legundo's POV, where Legundo's like, it's no longer vampires versus humans, it's vampires versus Oakhurst. It's the vampires in Oakhurst.
Not even vampires. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's Oakhurst v. opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because there's vampires in Oakhurst at this point who are still, like, loyal to humanity.
Shout out Zombie Cleo.
Zombie
Shout
Cleo. Drift. Avid, though no one knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just kind of like that, I guess.
Do you want to bring anything else up for Shovel?
I enjoy her point of view because we got a little bit further in, not during first episodes. First episode we got, I think she mentioned her dad is gone. Part of her turmoil is, I've got evidence that these creatures exist now, but does that mean they are evil? And what does that mean for what happened to my father?
Yeah, because her father went missing 20 years ago looking for werewolves, but maybe werewolves aren't bad. Like, now that she sees that vampires are kind of chill.
She also has this interesting thing where her morals were quite strong at the beginning of the series of, no, I'm not gonna hurt any person. And as the episodes progress, she's slowly losing some of that morality in it and giving a little more leeway of, like, but like this situation, or but like, maybe, just a little bit of human blood.
Well, again, she didn't exactly choose that. Avid was like, turn me right now. That was the vampires that we've seen. We haven't seen Zombie Cleo, but we talked about Zombie Cleo.
Yeah.
Legs. We have to talk about Legs.
Okay.
So, who was watching one of the villagers' perspectives during the big meeting of, if you're a vampire, stand over here?
I believe we all were.
Did you notice how Legs got up and walked over with the vampires?
I did.
Legs decided to tell the town. Legundo decided to tell the town, I am a vampire, despite not being a vampire.
Why?
God, the world might never know.
Triple agents.
His logic is, I am considered the voice of reason in the town. I do not deserve it. Something about wanting to help the vampires and continue to find the cure, to be the representation of you can still be yourself while a vampire. That kind of stuff.
That's really hypocritical to be like, you can still be yourself if you've changed. I haven't changed and I'm still myself, but you can also still be yourself.
Yeah, but if he doesn't tell anyone.
Well, yeah, that's gone very well in this series historically.
Yeah, let's keep a secret. That never ends.
I swear, I'm still Martin. Like, come on, man. You were literally, you were keeping someone else's secret, and then when I can't keep a secret, it would hurt people.
He is a hypocrite.
Oh,
So many
God.
of these people are hypocrites in this story, and I feel like that's part of the point.
Again, we go back
It
to the
is-
like it's an us versus them story at this point, but the us just keeps changing.
I want to talk about Ren because Ren had a really fascinating thing going on in the end of last week and the start of this week. End of last week, very end of his episode, he is confronted by a vampire who's like, "Hey, if you get turned into a vampire, we can heal your cursed tongue. You know, we can make it so you can speak in your actual voice again."
Mhm.
And he's tempted by it. He is so
Yeah.
tempted by it that he goes down to the militia next episode and tells them what the vampire told him and explains that he was tempted. And from this point onwards, he starts referring to vampires as having charmed tongues as opposed to his cursed one.
Yeah.
First of all, that's fascinating as heck. The vampires they do start to target Ren throughout this week's episode just because they've seen that Ren is kind of falling victim to the temptation of wanting to fix his voice.
Ren told it in such a strange way to the little militia, because
He kept it until the very end to explain he hadn't been tempted, so everyone was like gearing up to fight him.
no, genuinely, watching from Martin's point of view of that scene across the slowly pulling out a wooden stake as Martin slowly pulls out the silver sword, and like, I did something bad. What did you do, Ren?
What?
I was tempted. What did you do, Ren?
Yeah, it's this full like 5-minute thing where he keeps until the very end that he's still human. But like even I was watching it from his perspective. I knew he wasn't a vampire. I was still getting nervous.
Like, someone's gonna assume. Oh, wait. And the people who did become vampires during this episode, Legs immediately went, okay, secret bunker right now. I'm feeding you. We're figuring this out. Like, he is.
Yeah.
Maybe him declaring himself a vampire is setting up for people who do get turned in the future and don't tell anyone to come to Legs for aid. Like, he's setting himself up as the quote unquote neutral ground.
No, genuinely, Legs was giving blood to the vampires in town.
Dude, wait.
Yeah.
If Avid comes to him next week, oh no. But
I can't wait.
Do you think the vampires are going to try and come together and say, so who turned Legs? Owen said he was off limits. Like,
I don't think was
I don't-
Legs turned?
no.
Or like was he
No.
lying?
So Legs fully lying. Legs is actively human. But last week, or I guess the week before now, or whatever this timeline ends up being, Legs let Owen bite him. But that was just to give blood. I guess, I mean, that could be his cover story. It's like, yeah, I remember when I got lost in the woods during the storm, that's when Owen turned me. But do you think, like, someone's going to say, hey, Owen, I thought, why'd you say Legs was off limits to be turned when you turned him? And Owen's going to be like, what do you mean Legs is turned? Like, I see so much potential going forward.
Ooh, yeah. The lies are they're gonna get him.
They're gonna get him.
That's why the town is gonna crumble. And my favorite theory is they're all going to panic and end up killing each other until the only one is left is Pearl for some reason. And who's just having a
'Cause
nice
nothing
time
bad
building a town.
ever happens around Pearl.
She's just gonna be building a town. They're all gonna die, but once they're all dead, she'll have a nice town done for them.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. The beacons. We know the beacons didn't show up until after Owen was around. But the beacons are currently what is being used to explain the world border. They can't leave. Humans and vampires cannot leave Oakhurst right now, and they're blaming the beacons. However,
What?
yeah, they're trapped in there. They're fully trapped in there.
Whose perspective did they say they cannot leave?
A couple people. I know there was one vampire and one human. I think we discussed this last time we did a POV, or not, a podcast episode.
I think so, but my memory of podcast episodes leaves the second they're recorded.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so they're trapped because of the beacons. However, Avid's partner was able to leave Oakhurst. The letter to Mythical Sausage from his friend who was in Oakhurst was able to get out. And I know Appa was like... Appa was able to, or at least is attempting to, send letters to Cherry via Carrier Raven. Unclear if that's working or not. But
Yeah, and Cleo sent a letter to her father.
so unless everyone is using birds to send letters, that doesn't explain how Avid's partner was able to get out with the beacons holding everyone inside. My theory currently is that the beacons have to be neutral in order for people to come and go. Otherwise, they're all trapped. Even if they're all divinity, they're all trapped. Even if they're all corrupted vampires, they're all trapped. The beacons have to be neutral. They literally have to reach peace in order for them to be able to leave.
I will accept
That's
this theory
fascinating.
because we started with completely neutral ones, including in the castle and in town.
Yeah, that's how everyone was able to come and go. That's how Avid's part. Like, that's my theory right now.
I'll accept it.
That's entering my worldview. That's going right there in the brain.
Because I remember, wasn't Martin the rich boy that got dropped off, and then his family was on a trip, dropped him off, and kept going?
Martin wasn't actually rich. That's a lie. But we do think him being abandoned is true. Unclear though.
Oh, he's not actually a rich boy?
He's not. If you watch his episode 2, I think it's about 53 minutes, maybe 52 minutes in, he fully says, no, I'm lying about being rich. So
Martin's just like that.
Martin's just like that.
There's too many perspectives.
I love how I'm able to pull out a timestamp for when Martin admits to being poor and then don't remember who said anything about the beacons.
Yeah, I fear you in your memory recall.
I have an exam tomorrow I haven't studied for. I hope my memory sticks out well.
You're gonna like fall asleep, wake up, look at your thing. It's all just vampire text instead of the answers that you need.
Again, I have a timeline of sticky notes up right now. Like, brain power is not being used for academics.
I need like a visual of you in front of a red string board, just like barely keeping it together, because that's what it feels like right now.
I mean, the background of my cosplay setup is torn out pages of a book. I can just go get my red string.
Yeah. That's the thumbnail for this episode, is you up there. Just look at it.
There's little PNGs of us in the corner.
Just sitting there, a little scared in the corner.
Yeah, like the checkerboard around it. Very low quality.
I believe somebody has this. If they don't, then one of us is going to end up making it. But a chart of who turned who when, because the current theory on curing them is take out the top of the pyramid, basically.
Scott has turned basically everyone.
Yeah.
Scott turned Apo, Scott turned Drift, everyone. Scott turned Pyro, Pyro turned Shovel, Shovel turned Avid, Scott turned Cleo. Yeah. And then Owen's sire is dead.
Actually, that's a good point. Owen the sire is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Owen's still alive.
Scott claims that his own is dead as well.
Yeah.
But if they take out the top person, what does that mean for the others? Are they permanently dead? Do they become human again? The question of if Scott gets taken out, would that cure Apo who Shovel turned?
The cure is a multi-stage process, though. Like, it's not just we have to take out the head vampire, because otherwise all vampires would cease to exist when the first one died. But it's more of a thought of you have to first take out the vampire, then give them crimson, and then splash them with holy water or something. I think those are the current steps known to how to cure them. So, like, maybe they all
The vampires don't know those steps.
Yeah, the vampires don't know. So maybe they just have to get rid of Scott.
The vampires' current theory, according to Pyro, is that they need to take out the top one and the rest of the chandelier falls. That's the phrase that they use specifically.
Yeah, it is.
So that they only think it's that action. They don't realize that there's other tiers to it. Like, they specifically say it's not a potion. It's not they say it's not a potion. It's an action. Okay, but you go back to what you're saying.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, now that we have people who are going to try and play both sides, like Cleo was trying to play both sides, now Apo's going to try and play both sides. They probably holds the cure information close to their chest, but with Avid being so, there has to be a cure. Maybe that's not going to stay a secret for very long. And Scott did find a book earlier. Like, the vampires are also finding the cure books out there.
Yeah, the vampires have knowledge of the cure, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the town citizens also have knowledge of the cure.
New question.
New answer.
Okay.
The possibly werewolf wound? what happens if he turns back into a human again? Does the wound come back, or is that also cured?
So, to be a vampire is to cure all of your mortal illnesses. Because the werewolf scratch was dealt, it was mortal, I guess that means it's gonna go away. Like, I don't think if Owen gets cured, he's going to suddenly get leprosy back. Like...
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd assume if it is fully healed by the time that you are turned back, then you're good. But if like the werewolf scratch is halfway healed and he's turned back, then it'll reinfect him.
This is just not something that I probably should take as lore. It's probably really nothing, but Shelby did not fix her eyesight until she was a more powerful vampire.
Yeah, it was stage 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But is
So
eyesight
does
illness...
he need to get more powerful to heal?
Well, he says it doesn't hurt anymore, but he doesn't say that it's
Okay, but
healing.
you don't feel the same pains. We had a whole thing about this.
Yeah. So we don't really know.
Yeah, okay, I guess that
God.
it comes down to the question of, do you view bad eyesight as an illness or a disability? Because our modern era really doesn't, because glasses are so socially acceptable that it's not seen as you are less able to do something if you have glasses. So maybe it's more of a matter of like, well, now you get super strength and super vision, and so it's just you up your eyesight level in general, regardless of where you started at.
Mm-hmm. Because they do, the vampires do say that they can cure Ren's cursed tongue, but they're not 100% sure if they're right on that.
Yeah, because that was a witch's curse. He ate a witch's cursed cookie.
Yes.
Weird. Weird that there's lore about his voice, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, there's so much lore about his voice. That's like there was like a 20-minute story in like his 3rd episode about the lore behind his voice.
Yeah, I got none of that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
his
well-
mom worked at like this Manor Lord's place when he was
I'm the Red
absolutely
Watcher.
tiny, and then one day she mixed up the recipe to make cookies. She put like salt instead of sugar, which you should put salt in your cookies anyways. I'm just saying. But then like the Manor Lord got super freaked out, kicked them out of the castle, and they were alone in the woods, and they ran upon a witch. They told their story to the witch, and the witch is like, oh, here's a plate of cookies, give this to the Manor Lord. And then Ren ate one on the way and got the cursed tongue. That was, the spell was put on the cookies they didn't know about. So that's his story.
I'm pretty sure the cookies also like transmog is not the word, but like when he bit into the cookies, they were in fact not cookies, but like rotting flesh or something. Like he got like a double whammy.
Oh my god. I
We broke Andy.
Ren's got good lore.
Guys, I've been
yeah,
too busy and too sick to keep track of all of this.
I know.
I thought I was
I'm
doing
sorry.
okay
Oh,
at
wait.
keeping track of the lore.
I can break Andy some more.
Okay,
Legundo ate somebody.
Well, that was fine.
No, he back when he was in the military, yeah, Legs used to be in the military. It's very heavily implied, though technically not directly stated, so I cannot say it's confirmed or not. But there was a period of time where situation was dire and he did not have a choice, and he took a bite of human flesh.
Yep, totally a vampire.
But nope, he was completely mortal and
No, I
still
know,
is
I know.
completely mortal. And I just think it's super ironic that Owen has yet to eat or turn anybody besides Legs. So
I say this earnestly and with all of the love in my heart. What is with Minecraft YouTubers and cannibalism?
I know, I swear,
No,
I was talking.
what?
I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day. I'm like, this is the 3rd SMP where my favorite character has done cannibalism.
No, I have more than that. I have more than that, Chaos, because I've been watching longer than you. I have more than 3.
Is it because
Meanwhile, I
zombies
just
and
have
rotten
really
flesh
weird
are in the
issues.
game, or what is it?
I think it's the fact that you can just like say things and then they're true, so people just say whatever they want, and cannibalism is just one of the things that comes up, you know?
Why though? Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. And Pearl is probably not a werewolf. Is it a werewolf hunter? Is it an actual werewolf? Let's decide in
Pearl
the
is a
comments.
werewolf hunter, heavy hints, not implications, but hints that her family might have been turned into werewolves. You know how you do.
But you still get little hints of like, wow, your hearing is better than everyone else's, or that stuff.
I'm pretty sure like someone said that her hearing was a lot better, and she was like, all the better to track you with. Like
That's
full
All
big
the
red
better to
wolf
hunt you
reference.
with.
I love
All the
that.
better to hunt you with. Is what
There
she
you go,
said.
that's the words. I only saw it as a quote on Tumblr. I didn't actually watch the episode.
I watched it, and that's part of what I'm saying is like, yeah, there was a point that she said werewolf paused hunter, like mentions of family, and then we also get these little tidbits of, wow, you have really sharp ears, all the better to hunt you with. Like,
If Pearl's a werewolf, I will eat my hat. I will do it.
Do you think
Pearl's a
abolish...
werewolf and Ren isn't?
That would be so funny. Do you think
I
Abolish's
would be
parents got
distraught.
turned into vampires?
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Sick. Do you think the Manor Lord who took Abolish in when he was small was the vampire that attacked his parents?
Quite possibly, yes.
I'll take that, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I haven't seen this
Are you, like,
POV.
reading off a list?
No, I was just thinking about that. It's like, oh yeah, if Pearl's family is werewolves, do you think Abolish's family are vampires?
I firmly believe all of the people in town have had supernatural interactions before they came to Oakhurst. And some of them knew, some of them didn't, some of them went, is it not? But I'm pretty sure everyone has had some sort of
Wait,
interaction beforehand.
thought. Do you think Oakhurst is where the supernatural community just kind of dumps the humans that accidentally catch on to them? It's like, I don't want to deal with you anymore, just go over here.
Reverse gravity falls?
Literally.
Yeah, the weird Mageddon border, and this is where all the weird congregates.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to accept that.
I like the idea that a bunch of supernatural creatures are like, oh, that human is catching on. Send him to Oakhurst. Wait, why are we sending Scott there? We just don't like him.
Well, Scott...
Better yet, it's like, why are you sending Scott there? They need a babysitter. Come on, we can't just leave a whole bunch of humans unattended.
I mean,
Oh,
literally
an
everyone was
accidentally
like
got released.
flirting with Scott this episode. Let's be so real.
Oh God! I think Sausage was told to put his lipstick away. Like that was the level of flirting that was happening.
That's a direct thing that was said, yeah.
Direct quote, and Sausage made a slurping noise afterwards, which has horrible implications.
I don't.
Sausage
Please
is
don't.
saying a lot of things.
Please do not
He
eat
always
lipstick. It's not healthy for you.
Yeah, Sausage talking to Scott. Scott says something about vampires and, oh, turn me down, baby. No.
The amount of people.
That was not the first. He did that multiple times in the episode. It was like a vampire saying that they needed to feed, and like Sausage was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, no problem." Just immediately folded.
So many
up with him?
people are just like casually like, yeah, I want to become a vampire. There's only like 4 or 5 humans left, and 2 of them want to become vampires. Like, we're running out of townspeople.
Yeah, Martin is freaking out about that. Just guys,
I
we
do
can't
think it's
keep
funny.
doing this.
They're only supposed, I think in theory, I don't actually know. They're only supposed to turn 1 person per episode, and it's they keep screwing that up. Because like, notice how last week they didn't turn anybody because they accidentally turned 2 people the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And
It is
now,
what it is.
how many people did they turn? Drift. They turned Avid. Who else did they turn?
This episode? It was just those 2.
Yeah, I was like, am I forgetting someone? It's because I was thinking about legs again.
Oh, you're always
He's
thinking
just
about
there.
legs from the sounds of it.
I cosplayed legs, and then Legundo saw it, and
What?
I'm
Nice.
not happy.
Nice.
Happy.
I gotta cosplay the vampires. I've got my Ren stuff in the mail. He's approaching my house rapidly. I'm waiting.
I literally have
Well,
everything for
it's not-
Scott. I just haven't done it yet because I don't have time.
I don't think you want Ren with that accent rapidly approaching your location, just like speed walking.
I think that's better. I love the accent. It's one of my favorite things. It is emotionally one of the best things. It's why I watch his perspective first. I love the accent so much.
I can't do it.
I love
can't
it.
do
I love it so
I
much.
hate the voice.
Do you
In
think
the-
if
in
I
the
turned
order
into
of
a
things.
vampire, it would cure my arthritis?
I think so.
I hope so.
For like if you were a higher level, yeah, I think that's a higher level.
But I'm
thing to
scared
deal
of
with,
blood.
'cause
That
it's
probably.
chronic.
Oh, dude, Apo's scared of blood. That's. Oh no.
When she was brought into the vampire area, like she had to drink blood. She's like, "You guys actually like this?" It's like, "Yeah, don't you?"
Yeah. No. I got owie hands. Today.
I got
Yeah.
owie everything.
Welcome to the Vampires SMP podcast. We're all sick and dying.
Yeah, we're all
genuinely-
willing to be turned into vampires for the sake of just
I'm
being
pretty
better.
sure. I don't know what's in the weather right now, but with the weather shifts, my joints have been so painful and creaky.
We
And
literally
so
yesterday I was just chilling and then suddenly there was this huge flash of light and then like a solid 10 seconds later an absolute downpour, like borderline flash flood level rain, and I'm like, what happened? It was sunny like 2 seconds ago.
I think you just entered a cartoon. That does not feel real.
yeah, so welcome to the Chronic Illness podcast. Everyone here has creaky bones,
Creaky bones.
and that's why
That's-
we keep tapping out.
That's the introduction. Is just, hi, welcome. We all sound a particular way. We're secretly all 80-year-old men.
Are we
My
vampires?
voice is mostly that.
Maybe. Possibly.
Who knows?
Listen to find out.
A cure is vampirism. That way, we can all stop losing our voices. And
I've never
jobs.
lost my voice. You two are just
I
you two.
literally was completely silent on Friday. I could not talk at all.
Yeah. The longest I've ever lost my voice for was about 5 minutes. You can never shut me up. I will win.
See, I think God was tired of hearing me talk about Vampires SMP and just went, take a break. Hold on. Calm down.
Okay.
Take a break. I work in a haunted house. I get paid to scream sometimes. Sue me if I lose my voice more frequently than others.
My school has staff AAC tablets, which are the talkie voice. So I was just using that to communicate on Friday. I'm like, I am leading by example.
I just use sign language most of the time.
I'm built different, I guess. I just get awards for screaming the loudest.
You
That's
just
what
get
I
rubber
get.
ducks is what you get.
I can scream
Oh,
the highest pitch. I don't know about loudest anymore.
Okay, so we're all vampires. Are we switching to Q&A then?
Yeah, actually, I never read my
Oh, okay.
poem.
Is that it? Are
so
we-
We've been talking for 45 minutes.
I have more to say. It's fine.
What do you
now
have to
gets one-
say?
you get
Say
one more
it
topic
quick.
choice. Go.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so Owen says that he can just smell rat on Pyro and just does not trust him at all. So
Oh,
the
I think
the
that was
vampires are
literal.
100%
Pyro has a rat in his screen.
Well, yes, but also he meant it specifically as in, like, he did, like, the vampires are just falling apart. And also, we did not mention this. Martin, Sausage, and Ren all went to the lake and confronted the vampires there and had a conversation with Pyro about there being a cure. And Pyro was like, hey, no, like, you can't tell me this. Like, Scott's always listening, the Sire is always listening. And eventually they get through to him effectively, and he says, hey, you can go ahead and meet me at my nest in the mines in the mountains.
Yeah.
And he's told multiple human groups about this nest in the mountains, and Scott caught him on that and gave him an
Yeah.
opportunity to tell the truth that he exposed that hiding place. And he lied and then got the punishment for it. So not only was he in the bad graces of Scott once, he was in it a second time because Shovel lied to Pyro about turning Avid. And so by proxy, Pyro lied to Scott about not knowing who turned Avid. And so Pyro's going through it with lying and stuff. Okay, I'm done now.
Having a
That
hard
was my last.
time.
Okay.
I had to
Good to
share because I took notes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
and also
appreciate it.
Pyro's so on the fence about whether or not he wants the cure or not. He's so indecisive.
He's having his cognitive dissonance. I would recommend people watch his most recent episode because the cognitive dissonance is so good. You can hear the difference between the two sides of himself conversing. It's really,
Also
really
look
fun.
for the rat.
Also look for the rat.
There's
Do
a
look for
rat
the
on his screen and I love it. Okay, Q&A. We didn't get to do my opening poem because
Wait, poem.
y'all were talking literally as I rejoined the VC. So we're
Sorry.
doing it to transition. Sing to me, Melpomene, muse of tragedy, of the wrath of Lewis's blood, and the bleeding doomed lives of the human. Sing of the wooden halls and the fanged grins hidden inside. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
My name is Endy.
My name is Malapunk.
And let's move on to the Q&A.
Yay!
La di da da day.
All right, well, question number one from 8-Bit Fox. Whose Empire's perspective do you recommend?
Shovel.
Yeah, Shovel. Shovel's so good.
I haven't watched Empires, I'm sorry.
Bro.
Also
I'm
really do like
sorry.
the Scott.
Yeah, Scott's season 1 is so good. And, like, honestly, I went from watching Dream SMP to Scott, or Dream SMP to Empires SMP, and I was like, oh, it's kind of like how everyone talks about Tommy's the main perspective to watch because Tommy's all the lore happening to. And I found out later that was because Scott wanted to pull a prank on Shovel, and they accidentally turned that into lore. Like, so Scott and Shovel are the two perspectives to watch, but I mean, Fwip is really
season 1,
good.
that's season 1.
Season 1, yeah. Fwip is really... Actually, you know what? Fwip is my season 2 recommendation. I love Fwip season 2. Heck, no, but Fwip is like the conclusion to season 1, though.
I like Gem for season 2.
Jen does have good season 2.
I'm just gonna say
have
Jimmy,
to-
even though I haven't watched anything.
Well, Jimmy is a good one.
Jimmy's
For
also
both season 1 and
good.
season 2. Because, like, we got that whole arc with Scott and Shovel in season 1, but you also had this other lore that was happening between, like, Lizzie, Fwip, and Jimmy in season 1, which they're happening at the same time, but they're somewhat disconnected depending on whose point of view you're watching. I know Catherine's was pretty good for both.
I liked Catherine, but also Catherine doesn't super connect to anything else. Like,
yeah, so Jimmy is also good. Season 2, you get some good laughs. I mean, Joel always has
if
big
you want a
builds.
super short, super confusing POV to watch, the Orion Sound season 2 of Empires.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
the
That's
one.
the best person to watch. I've watched so many of those perspectives. Jem pretending not to be a world jumper when the crossover happened. And the lore with Pearl. Anyway, Joel pretend that there's no lore happening. Or he's a god of
Joel
war.
season 1, so good. I love that.
Plus the build is beautiful.
Build is
Azalea was
stunning.
just something else.
Oh, dude, I was building my first ever like Minecraft world when Joel was building Empire season 1, and the amount of people in I was streaming this at the time in my Twitch stream who are like, you can't build with glazed terracotta, you don't know what you're doing. And then I look over and I see Joel building, and I'm like, these people are lying to me. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, it's Minecraft. Do whatever you want. So what if we keep bringing up cannibalism?
Sure, Andy.
I hate that
Sure.
that's not a non sequitur. I hate that actually fits in the conversation.
Sure.
So what if we're cannibalistic? We're having fun.
It's blocks. It's a bunch of cubes on a screen. You can't take it too seriously.
Y'all have a Vampires SMP fanfiction to recommend? Please tell me you're reading Vampires SMP fanfiction.
I haven't read any yet. I'm sorry. I was supposed to. No. Oh my God. I was catching up. I was catching up on
I've
watching all the
been-
episode perspectives.
I've been reading a series that's not vampires, but it's like really good. And like the creature. It's not vampires.
You
We
know
already
what?
had the question about actually, you know what? Have we asked Andy about what their Vampires SMP OC would be?
Oh yeah, Andy, do you have a Vampires OC?
I got fairies.
You're just a fairy.
Just this person coming in. I believe in magic. What are you talking about? Blood? What? Why? Why? Hold on. No. I want pretty
Yeah,
flowers.
right now this
and-
world has confirmed vampires, witches, and werewolves. Sure, why not have fairies? Okay.
Just
I could be a
imagining, like,
witch.
a
I'm fine
screenshot-
being a witch.
I'm just imagining a
Give me-
screenshot of Twilight. You pan over and there's Tinkerbell in the corner.
No, imagine I'm the one who's sending letters out of town. Just, I want this person to come, and I want this person to come to town. I want to see what happens. And so every
No,
once in a
what it
while, you
is-
see a little sparkle in the tree, and that's just me.
You're the
perched there,
secret
just,
third
yes.
vampire, the one who bids Avid's partner, but you're actually just a witch and it was a lie. It was an illusion. You've illusions them all along.
I
It's
just want
just-
some lore in there. That's what I'm doing. I'm stirring the pot.
Yeah, there's two postmen on either sides of the border, and they just need to pass the letters through by hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I guess
paper airplaning.
I guess a letter's like it's not a physical border, so yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
and
like shove the letter through.
Yeah.
Mime your way into conversation.
Yeah, take a
Stop
take
the
a
books.
dispenser, you put it down right outside, hit the button, boom, and
No,
there
so
go.
you get a dispenser with a boat in it.
oh yeah.
Oh, you fully break the
You do
boundaries. I
that.
see.
You do that, get in the boat, kind of row your way. Congrats, you're on your way home. That's how they figured it out. It's canonical.
Whee! But that's only if it's on like half a block border, right? Well, okay, I have one fan fiction I shall recommend. It's called May You Bury My Body by Anonymous. It's when Pyro goes home and looks around and realizes, I'm a vampire now, but my home abandoned me long before that. All of my parents took down all my pictures. Scott, help me take revenge. And it's super cool and angsty.
Hell yeah.
Not a vampire thing. I recommend the I Am Creation, both Haunted and Holy series.
Ooh.
Chaos, do you know it?
No.
No, but I love that song.
I don't know it either.
So, you know, it's a classic Green gets turned into a Watcher, Crash with a Hermitcraft type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very similar, except for the Watchers mutilated him. So he has a lot of extra limbs and they all look broken constantly. And they've also overwritten his ability to understand language.
That sounds like one I've read before, but I don't know if it is the one you're talking about.
No mouth, can't speak, no understanding.
Is that the one where he kind of looks like a potato chicken, but black and gooey?
No, what are you on about?
That is a collection of words in a sentence. That is an order to choose. I'm so confused.
But we get just this war because everyone around him, when he's around with all of these limbs that look broken and mangled and too many wings and can't understand language and moves like he's in pain constantly, but this constant aura around him that if you're just standing in the vicinity, you feel watched and you feel scared just by being in the same area. And that is true for everyone except for Mumbo, who's just like, this is my friend Birdie.
Birdie. Right,
you
beautiful.
guys have both thrown fics into the ring. Can I throw a fic into the ring?
Tell us one.
All right, I'm gonna throw in a classic that I'm pretty sure some of the people who are watching this have most definitely read. The Hermit Archives. That's what I'm gonna throw into the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, we did get requests for a Magnus Archives episode, so
I'm open. I can do it. I can pull up my notes and I can do it. I'm in a D&D campaign about the Magnus Archives. I have that stuff on lock. Tell me a date, I'll be there. Here, I don't even need another person. I'll do it myself.
No, it's a 2-person I guess it's a 3-person podcast. Welcome in.
This point.
I mean, I'm not officially a member of the podcast.
You're
yet,
in the fan fiction. You're a part of it.
Hey, you what?
Okay, so there's a fan fiction about us. Love it deeply. There was an episode where
it's called, wait, hang on. So what happened is I was doing a bit and I was talking about the fact that you guys have a fanfic. And it is called Pillar on a Mountain of Sand by that Bi Blob, because I do have it open.
Yeah.
We love you, that Bi Blob.
And so yeah, I was doing a bit where it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm like also in that fan fiction. Trust me, I'm just having hot cocoa in the corner. And then they actually wrote a chapter where I'm having hot cocoa in the corner.
I'm sorry that you have to be the most reoccurring guest appearance. I get sick really easily.
No, it's okay. I love it. Honestly, I'm here because no one ever told me to leave, and I'm having a great time. I love just chatting about fandom stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I made your guys' logo. I've been here since the beginning. I've just been in the shadows.
Shush.
It was Andy who did.
Helped me make that logo.
Yeah, it was Andy.
We don't talk about that. You helped me make that. Just don't tell anyone.
Well, I guess that's the podcast.
That's the podcast, everybody.
Bye.
Very good.
Watch Legundo.
Watch Ren.
I recommend Shovel.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom. Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.